Time at Home Spec Inspections. Getting ready to do an inspection here at 11845 Spring Drive here in Thornton. This is an ASHI inspection. ASHI is the American Society of Home Inspectors. A copy of ASHI Standards of Practice is given with the home inspection contract and is the contract. So the purpose of the inspection is to make sure you're not buying into any major electromechanical structural issues. It's not a nickel and dime inspection. We're not looking for holes in screens or dandelions. Looking for major issues. Hopefully you don't find any. I'm going to start on the roof and work my way down. So the shingle looked pretty good shape. It looked relatively new. Looks real new, actually. Did they give you any information on this? Looks like it's brand.
They did say it was replaced recently.
Real soon ago. So anyway, see if they have any transferable warranties and of course permits on it.
Okay.
This looks fine. Put the roof on, actually damaged these shingles and then sprinkled some aggregate in there. Get this dead tree off your roof. That's your neighbor's. Not an arborist, but you definitely need this tree trimmed and all kinds of stuff to it. Trees are a valuable addition to the property. I do this gutter is cap the end of it, put a hole over there, put a downspout to grade. This way it wears out the shingles down here and then overflows the lower gutters down here. This is probably what they did is just, they probably just shingled around that goofy kick-out flashing. That's not how you do it. The kick-out flashing needs to go right at the end of the shingle there and embedded in the siding so it doesn't go down. You might not even need kick-out flashing there. In fact, I'd probably just take that out of there. You don't need that. A proper 2-inch gap from the bottom edge of the siding to the shingles there. So this electrical service wire coming in is pretty close to that roof and people can actually touch it and grab it. Probably you do have a Federal Pacific breaker box. This is supposed to go up probably 6 to 8 to 12 feet to get away from that slope of the roof. Okay, this looks like a wood fiber product, basically cardboard, and you can see it needs some maintenance. So they get painted right over some of the rot and stuff, so you need to paint this. Scrape it, prime it, and paint it, and then some of it can be replaced. This is just a wood fiber material, which is a fancy word for cardboard, because that's really what it is. I put some more soffit vents in here. I only got 2 at the edge. What about over here? I put 3 more in here at least. More ventilation for the attic. The cooler your house and the longer your shingles will last. Especially supposed to put planters next to your foundation. You get water in here, it cracks your foundation and floods your basement. Okay? So if this was my house, I'd probably put a plastic sheet over this whole thing. Put decorative rock or little fountains in here, you know what I mean? Or statues, I don't know. And go from there. Or take it all out and just slope the dirt away from the house. That's the best thing to do. The retaining wall is bowing out here. Do you see it? So I think it's in the process of failing. You can see by the stress cracks here that's been patched up there. This has all been patched up. The whole thing is leaning. You can see it's off quite a bit. So you can fix this with tie backs. Drill holes in here with metal plates and they put bars in here with a T called Deadman. So yeah, that's getting ready to fail there. This retaining wall's bowing here too. Not as bad as the other one. Yeah, it is. It's leaned quite a bit. I guarantee they didn't build it like that. Yeah, they're dumping the rainwater right into your retaining wall. That's what's helping it to fail here. So in order to get a warranty after they do the tie backs, you're probably going to need a slope out here, plastic sheet, so when the water hits here, it goes away, goes out here. You have to turn this thing off. This is not a frost-free. Turn it off in the winter or put a frost-free in, or it will freeze. Need to get a 10% grade 5 feet away from the house here. Get this water away from your house. This is not a very secured wrought iron fence. It's actually rotted out in the bottom. And the issue with this is an attractive nuisance. Kids climb and push this off. You could be in legal issues, insurance issues. Oh, the issue here is what are you going to do with the water that's draining right into your garage? They got a little drainage ditch here and a sump pump pit that's going to freeze in the winter. So I don't know what the solution to this is. You got a drainage issue, I don't know. The only solution is make sure this has got some kind of a newer pump with heat tape on to keep it from freezing in the winter. Another non-frost free spigot, and you change those out and make sure you turn them off every winter. Well, you want to make sure they got a permit on this porch that they put on, because if they don't, they can make you tear it down or make you get a permit. You need that water on your caissons if you have caissons. There's no idea whether they have real caissons on here or not. You know what I mean? You know those little things that go way down deep? Power this outside breaker or receptacle. It's not an exterior grade outside receptacle either. It should be a GFI and exterior grade. You know what I mean?
Yep.
You gotta hold your finger on the door to make it close here. It could reverse it when you take your finger off. And you don't have any reversing sensors on here. So it's a guillotine, not done right. Yeah, it's still reversing. Can't get it to close. GFI in the garage. You're supposed to have GFIs in all the outlets in the garage. This is a illegally done breaker box. You can't have this wire coming out of here. I can't even take the thing off. Plus, I'm half not safe enough to take off like that. But that's a 220 running out of there. And then you got some open areas there. And I'd probably have an electrician to do this right. See if they got permits on this. Some homemade amateur gutters are leaking. There's no drip edge flashing in here and they're leaking. I'd put some real gutters in here if you want. Shingles here have completely lost their aggregate here. Oh yeah, this thing is losing its losing their aggregate on here. See that shingle that comes right off. Yeah, this roof here is at the end of its life. Yeah, it's reached its he's done some repairs. The granules are falling right off these, plus you got a bunch of damaged edges here. Nails, non-cocked nails all on the edge. So this was, I think he put this up himself, somebody did. This is not up to current standards. There's another, see it? It's completely gone. So you need to redo this roof on this garage. You see you need new gutters, they're just not even connected. Leaking right here. Took these old abandoned B-vent flue pipes out, and that's not even B-vent, is it? Your gas going to your abandoned whatever it is, and there's no gas shut off outside here. What this vent is for, you got a bird nest in it, you got wires in it, so I don't know what that's all about. It's a Federal Pacific breaker box. These are pretty much known to be defective boxes. Most home inspectors and realtors, or home inspectors and electricians recommend they be replaced. I don't see any aluminum wiring, so that part's good. We'll check inside. Some pretty wimpy power coming in here. It's only 100 amps, and you're running a garage and compressors and air conditioners and stoves. So I want to switch this out to 150 amp real panel. So I don't see a fire tag on this. Is supposed to be a self-closing fire door, especially for a garage with a hot water heater, furnace, and all the other stuff in here. Garage here, you got open, no firewood. Firewood, yeah, you got firewood, but you have no 5/8 inch drywall here. This is a major fire issue here, big time. And then I don't know what's going to keep these pipes from freezing in this garage, guys. An open J-box, you can fix that really. Just put the cover back on. You got an open hole here. That all needs to be patched. All this missing drywall. This is a big deal, especially if you have livable space up above. Fire goes right here and toasts your house. See water stains up there. And this is where your chain was for your automatic garage door opener. Get rid of these sideways springs. These are very dangerous. And you're supposed to have a wire inside this for safety that somebody took out. So you need to put a center spring in here if you can. Have heat like this in the garage, you need to take all this duct work out and drywall this with the fire drywall. You take all these duct work out of here. Your main water shut off. The problem with it is this doesn't shut off here, so this whole pipe can break and you don't have any way to turn it off. They moved the shut off up here. This is your whole house shut off. And here you go again. I don't know what's going to keep that from freezing. I'd probably put some heat tape on some of this. Okay, first of all, it's a newer hot water heater, and this is dangerously installed. You don't have B-vent flue pipe. You have clearance to combustible issues. You have draw issues. You're supposed to do 1 foot elbow before you do a 1 foot rise before you do an elbow. You're missing flue screws. You got a tape with furnace tape. Got major water stains. You got asbestos. You see the water leaking up there from the roof. Probably from hopefully prior flashing issues. Hopefully that's been fixed. Anyway, this probably is a carbon monoxide issue. You might want to check to see if they got permits on this, because I don't know if you can put a water heater underneath steps like this. I don't think you can. Even with the firewall. You especially can't have those holes in there with that water going to it. No way. Jose. I say this is a improper configuration here. You have to have a 1-inch rise. You can have draft issues, back drafting big time. You need to really have a permit on this too. Proper slope of the pipe should be a B-vent pipe. You're touching copper and galvanized. Proper clearance to the combustibles. No thimble up there for the hot water, for the furnace flue going up. See the water stains. Fired up the furnace, you feel a little bit of backdrafting. Dangerous gases into the house here. We'll see what happens when the fan goes. They need to be a 4-inch draft hood, a 4-inch flue anyway, with a foot rise before you do an elbow. This is up and run. Checking. I didn't get any. No carbon monoxide, gas leaks. You can do a better deal on your. Put a trap in your condensate. Plug this up if you want. Need to seal all this up. All these ductwork leaks. We're going to copy the serial number here, model number, and the serial number right here. And then you can look up the information on this. I don't know, this flue configuration looks goofy. Needs to be cleaned and serviced at least. It operated as designed, I guess. We're going to check out the AC here in a little bit. There's the leaking monoxide, that little right back in there. You see the flame roll out back there where the connection of the draft hood is. It's leaking a little monoxide out of there. Gone up to 7 parts per million. You can see the flame out roll out. Stains back there. If you look real close, see the rust. That's my probe right there. See a little leaking carbon monoxide back there. The draft hood connection is probably supposed to have flue screws in it too. It's up to 9. So it is leaking back there. You may see that rust stain? Probably leaking over here too. So what you do is you put that, I think they put a gasket in there, or they put that 2,000 degree caulk in there. Leak a little bit of monoxide on the other side right there too. AC shut down in operation. It wasn't cooling anyway. We couldn't really get any cold out of the suction line. So sometimes these little boxes go goofy. These are these XL Energy boxes. Kind of fail when you're doing the deal here. You're supposed to have a tip over device for your stove. You don't. It's nice to get them vented outside too. I can't get the back burner to work. I don't know if it's just not tightened up in there, but I couldn't get it to work. So we got the back burner to work eventually. Some amateur plumbing underneath the sink here. First you have braided or accordion style or rib plumbing, improperly sloped P-trap. Looks like it's used to leak. You have an open connection underneath the wire to the disposer underneath there. Need a grommet. You have no GFIs in the kitchen here. That looks like in the garage you're seeping a little bit there from a bad connection. I hate these freaking lights. From a bad connection there. It looks like it's that fluorescent leaking, and I don't know how you're going to keep this from freezing except wrap it with heat tape. What do you think? Winterize this fan, whole house fan, or take it out in the winter. It's pretty obvious the AC doesn't work. It's hot. We've had it on for about an hour. They got fans in all the windows too. We're going to have to pull this loose toilet up. Make sure the floor's not rotted out underneath there. Put a wax ring and secure it to the floor. There's no GFIs anywhere in here. In the bathroom. So you need GFIs. Your insulation in the attic. You don't have a knob. Looks like some kind of blown in sawdust stuff to me. I don't know. Anyway, you can see the rafters. You don't have enough insulation. Those bats don't do anything too much. You need to blow in about 18 inches of insulation. You need more ventilation. You see the rust stains on the nails from the humidity buildup up here. So you need more soffit vents. I don't see any water issues, so you're kind of okay there. You have attic up here that needs to be looked at. You're buying an unknown. There's no attic access. So we had the AC on for about an hour. It's not even cold at all. The suction line, liquid line, supposed to be a little warm. It's not working. Certainly not cool in the house. And we don't know, just so you know, how this deck roof is constructed. This is what I call long span framing. And you need like about 2 by 16 inch rafters to support this kind of length of weight without any kind of middle supports here. You listen, shutoffs down here in the basement bath here, half bath. If you want to change your washer hoses out to stainless steel mesh ones, these things break. Ooh. So that's pretty much the conclusion here on 11845 Spring Drive. That's it. Okay, so we did find the other attic access hole here. We got some issues up here, moisture issues big time. Let me get some light up here. Okay, so that wood needs to be replaced up there. Years and years of leak. Almost looks like it might even been a fire. I don't know. That looks like a fire, man. They had a fire in here from the flue pipe. Sure looks like it to me, yeah. Yeah. This thing would focus. There we go. Yeah, that's a fire. So, yeah, that's fire. Okay, so anyway, probably need to replace that wood, and there's some stuff back over here. Let me see if I can get that on my foot here. Yeah, way back in there. Yeah. And you need more ventilation up here too, big time. Yeah, that was a fire, that whole thing right there. And your flue pipe's leaking big time, water coming in. So you need to have a contractor look at this up here. Yeah, you get a fire way back over there too. Something, Hampton. Need to check with the homeowner, see if they know what's going on. Anyway, I think this wood needs to be replaced up here.